Hi guys, welcome to week 10. We are almost getting down to the end of it. I think this is we have 3 weeks left. So congratulations, you've almost made it to the end of this class. I feel like it's been long, but maybe that's just me. Maybe you guys feel like it's been flying by. So I just want to talk a little bit about what to do this week, but before I get into week 10, I know you turned in your responses this week. I'll be grading through those I should have those finished by Sunday. Hopefully I'll have them finished sooner. We'll see how it goes. But I have already finished grading all of your essay ones, so please take a look at my comments. I've put a bunch of comments on your actual drafts using those little, blue box comments, but I've also made videos for each one of you and emailed them to your CFCC email. So please take a look at those videos. I really try to give you as much feedback as I can, and it takes a lot of my time to give you these videos, so I hope that you're engaging with them and using the feedback in a way that is beneficial for you. So this week we are going to have 3 lessons. That's all you have to do, just 3 lessons, and then your progress journal. So hopefully you've been keeping up with your progress journal. I see some of you have been logging in and getting some progress journal entries accomplished, so that's phenomenal. You're doing, it's less you have to do this week. But for those of you who haven't done any progress journals, you definitely want to go in and find the progress journal assignment and do all of them. So you're going to have a brainstorm, a thesis statement, and an outline just like last time. So if you don't have those 3 entries in your progress journal, you'll lose points. So make sure, again, this brainstorm, a thesis statement, and an outline, and you'll see there's specific requirements for each one of those. So go in and log into that. We'll talk about it in just a second, but make sure you have all of them. Okay, so this week with lessons, you're going to look at cause and effect. I think this is a great lesson to analyze because we're talking about the effects of technology, the effects of digital culture. How is it, maybe that's an argument that you're making in your essay, how it's affecting us, and we can think about all the different types of effects, immediate effects, remote effects, chains of effects, domino effects, things like that. So just be kind of thinking about how that chapter can help you better understand your argument that you're making in your digital culture and technology essay. We're going to talk a little bit about common knowledge. I know somebody in one of my classes had a question. I think it was in my IO4K class, but I can't remember, had a question about common knowledge, and this lesson I think will really help to answer that question on common knowledge, because you can use common knowledge in your essay and you don't have to cite it, but common knowledge isn't necessarily the same thing as an opinion. So definitely look into this lesson and make sure you understand the concept of common knowledge and what constitutes common knowledge and what does not constitute common knowledge that would need to be cited if you were including it in your essay. And then we're going to talk about outlining an argument. So take a look at that. That will help you write your outline, which is one of your progress journal assignments for this week. Okay, at the end of this week, your progress journal is due, but also, and I'm not going to forget this week, last time I forgot about it, also your rough draft for your peer review is due at the end of this week, and it's the same concept as we did before. You're going to upload your rough draft to the folder that I've created in Google Drive that I link you to in this week, in the learning module this week. I'll show you everything in just a second. But you want to make sure that you upload, and this is something that will, if you guys do it correctly, it will really help me and save me time. You want to make sure you upload it as a Google Drive document and not as a Word document or a PDF. So that means you have to go in and create a new Google Drive document and copy and paste your essay into the Google Drive document that you've created. If you just upload your a Microsoft Word document or a PDF, your classmates will not be able to comment on it in the same way that we can comment on Google Drive documents. So please make sure that you're doing it correctly. If you have questions, let me know. So that's also due at the end of this week. So essentially, your goal by the end of this week is to have a full rough draft. Okay. Let's look at the specifics that are in the learning module, that are in the assignment module. And sometimes my computer is slow. Okay. All right, here we go. Unit 2, Progress Journal. Review the digital culture and technology essay assignment sheet if you need to. This might help you create your outline. It might help you create your rough draft. You just might need to review that. If you haven't looked at it already, you definitely need to review it. But if you can't really remember the specifics, go back in and check it out. Okay, so for the progress journal, again, you're going to have a brainstorm, you're going to have a thesis statement, and you're going to have an outline. For the brainstorm, I want you to make sure that you read all of the 4 texts. And the reason I'm having you read all of these texts is because you never know what text might be most helpful for you in making an argument. And remember, you have to include, I think it's 3 out of the 4, but I shouldn't have erased it. But you have to include a number of these readings in your essay. So even though this is your argument, you have to base it on some of the things that you're reading. That's why I want you to read all 4 of these texts, because you might find that there's something that's most effective for you. Okay, so you have to include at least 3 of these 4 texts in your essay, okay? This says science and technology. This should say digital culture. Sorry, guys. Okay, so in your brainstorm, after you've read all 4 of those texts, what I want you to do is do a 5-minute free write on the various arguments that come to mind. So this is really just a brainstorm. You know, what are some of the things that you're thinking about? Did the reading inspire you? Have you heard these arguments before? Have you heard counter arguments? Do you agree? Do you disagree with some things? Your free write doesn't have to be perfect. It just needs to be kind of touching on some of the ideas that are presented in at least each one of the readings. So you want to do a 5-minute free write for each of these readings. Essentially, I should see 4 separate free writes. Okay. For your thesis statement, come up with your argument. If you didn't check out the lesson on thesis statements in this unit, please go back and look at it. It's going to really help you make sure that you have an arguable thesis statement that has focal points. That's something that you can address in your essay. Your thesis statement should have 3 key elements: the topic of your essay, the argument about your topic, and also the reasonings or assertions that you will address in your essay to support your argument. Your thesis statement can be 1 or 2 sentences. That's totally fine, but it shouldn't be more than 2 sentences. That would be borderlining on a paragraph, and you want your thesis statement to be clear and concise. And then you should have an outline. There's some outlines in this week's lesson, so once you've kind of taken a look at those specific outlines, you can maybe model after that. I want to see something that's detailed, that shows me a really good understanding of what it is you're going to be writing about, and the more detailed you have for your outline, I think the easier it'll be for you to write your rough draft. Okay. You can also put in some extra credit entries. Some of you last unit showed me a whole rough draft in your progress journal, and I was able to give you comments on that and feedback on that, and you earned extra credits. So I would love to see that again. You know, even if it's just a paragraph or something, I'd be happy to take a peek. All right, so that kind of covers everything that you're going to be doing this week, you guys. If you have any questions, please email me, and have a good week. And hopefully I'll see all of your rough drafts in the folders by the end of the week, along with those progress journals, and be on the lookout for your grades for your responses. Bye, guys.